Hello and welcome to Maximum Power Up. I'm Paul. Just like I said, I think yesterday when I did a couple of videos, I've just got a little bit of spare time, so I just wanted to share, like a few pickups or just quick discussion pieces, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Obviously, as said, I'm spending obviously quite a bit more time now writing for Amiga Addict, which has then sent me down that rabbit hole into other Amiga magazines. Now, back as a teenager, I used to buy quite a lot of them, like Amiga Power very occasionally, beginning because like mates who bought that, so I don't really need to as much. Amiga Action I used to buy quite a lot, and also Amiga Format at times, depending what was on the disc. Similar to when I had my Atari ST as well. So I just wanted to quickly do a bit of a sort of like, I always find it a bit sad talking about the end of a magazine, but I've been sort of on this sort of temptation to get some of the later issues, where you obviously had the key moments of the magazine and also the system as well. So I've shown this one briefly before, the final issue of Amiga Action, which has Champ Manager 2 on the cover, which did make it out for Amiga and got absolutely slated. And then also, as a more recent addition, I probably got this a couple of months ago, the final issue of Amiga Format. So these are two that obviously I want to keep because I think they're quite nice to have in the collection, because you can just, it's going to sound depressing, but see how the magazine sort of went from those like big thick issues to in Amiga Action's case, 30 odd pages. It's a funny one. Like, I'll start with Amiga Action because this is like what I used to buy. So Amiga Action started late 80s. This was the days before you didn't really have a cover disc every single issue. So when we did start adding cover discs, it was quite a big deal. So again, we've had Steve Merritt on the podcast a few years ago now. It's probably about almost 4 years ago, and he obviously worked on Amiga Action, so we discussed it a little bit there. We've also had Paul McNally on as well, and he worked on Amiga Action, sort of not really at the key moment, but sort of like, I think it was around 1995. This was around the time when you had like the disc wars, when it's like you had an issue of Amiga Action, it was just covered in discs. You could see the the title, the masthead, and then that was it. Just the rest of the magazine was just discs, which was great, back then, because even if it was a disc you didn't like, you could easily turn it into a blank disc. Anyway, so Amiga Action had a couple of different publishers over the years. It started off, I think it was in Gallner, as in Hugh Gallner's magazines, and then went on to Europress, and then went on to IDG for really the last few years of its life. So we've got here, it comes with a full game. It came with a full game, Igor in Toyland. As said, there's hardly anything in this. It's definitely gone where you've got like 15 new games a month. This is December 1996, so even things like the PlayStation has been out for absolutely ages. So it's had about seven and a bit years. So quite a lot of games covered. I mean, I can't even read that. Issue 89, I think it says. So again, thickish cover. First page is straight away feature on the full game there that they're giving away, and then again more pages on the contents pages. I said not really too much in this. It's only 30 odd pages. It's hardly anything. Now, the big feature is like another preview, really, of Champ Manager 2. Now, this did get reviewed in an issue of Amiga Format that I've got, and they gave it something really, really low. We're talking like 17%. It's meant to be absolutely awful. Obviously, at this point, the PC version had been out for ages. The Amiga version was meant to come out like a lot earlier. I'm a massive fan of Chat Manager. You know, it's something I've been playing for absolutely ages. You know, it started its life on the ST and the Amiga. So there was obviously a lot of hope for this. However, with the memory that was needed to run a game, we've got the stripped down version, which just is absolutely awful. I've only played it a little bit recently, but again, if you compare it to like the PC version, a lot of people were on PCs by end of '96, but it just surprises me that we even brought it out. You know, it's something that I would like to maybe cover a little bit for Amiga Addict, but we'll see. Anyway, I will carry on. So we've got a couple of adverts here as well. I'll just make sure to show you every page. There's not even that much in here. And then we've also got a review, a games review of a game called Ruffian. So doesn't look too bad, really. So they gave it 84%, which I suppose isn't too bad. You know, I suppose at this time, any game is probably going to make you go, oh, go on, yeah, I need to play something new for the Amiga. And then we've also got a couple of pages on comic books and graphic novels and videos. A competition, everything must go. That could have been interesting. So it's basically saying it's the last issue, we've got a load of stuff left, review copies, other bits of tat and things like that. And yeah, a chance to obviously win a few things there. And then also we've got a little bit of special reserve stuff down here as well. You know, this time obviously it's all really consoles, isn't it? But you know, it's a company that has gone for ages. So let's have a quick look. We've obviously got some jokes. We're talking page fillers here, really. And then Amiga Action ending as a magazine, but going into another one, which happened quite a bit. I remember it happening to ST Action as a kid. So it turned into just the games pages of Amiga computing, and that didn't really last that long because then I think it went into Amiga User, I think, off the top of my head. And then we've also got another review. That's 2 reviews. Wow. TFX, not the type of game that I'd play, even if I was desperate for something new. And then tips on Sensi. So again, one of the most loved games. What else have we got? Celebrities from Beyond the Grave. So again, just a bit of a daft feature. This is like when I spoke to I think it Cam Winstonley over at Amiga Power, and he was saying obviously by that point it was just being a bit daft, and just filling it whatever you can. Swap shops, so this all your classified ads here. So last chance, Amiga games must go. Just £40 for 13 great games. Includes Bloodnet, Valhalla, Dreamweb, King's Quest V, Aisha Free, Darkseid and others. Amiga A1200 for sale. 1 meg of RAM, 2 speed King joysticks, and Pen Pal word processing package. Only 3 years old, £150. Now that's obviously a bargain nowadays. We'll swap Z-Wolf Frontier and Theatre of Death for Dreamweb on the Amiga 500. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to stop. Hang on, I'll just do this last one. CD32 for sale with 15 top games: Sensible Soccer, Theme Park, Shadow Fighter, Pinball Illusions, etc. You've got a call, doesn't have a price. That would have been interesting. And then Pen Pals Wanted, which is always really surprising. I suppose of the time, really, isn't it? And then we've just got another couple of pages of classified ads there. Again, another advert to say goodbye, Amiga Action. You're now going into another magazine. And then the final thing here, and a picture of Hugh Gollner at the bottom. Yeah. So that's it, really. That's the last issue. Not too much in it. You know, it's quite light. I suppose it must be hard not just to phone it in a way, but it's just a shame that they couldn't say have done a couple of pages looking back, you know, at some of the sort of key moments of Amiga Action, something that I really, really do like. But again, as I said before, it could have just ended abruptly because some of these magazines don't really get that much notice. However, this one did. Amiga Format. Now, I stopped buying Amiga magazines back in, must have been 96, something like that. So it was, you know, when the Amiga wasn't really that commercial, you know, even if you went into Game or Electronics Boutique, maybe still then, you know, you might just have like a shelf of a few games, you know, like next to the PC stuff. So this went updated May 2000. And I remember going on Amiga Magazine Rack a few years ago. I was like, oh, you know, when did it actually finish? And to see that it finished in 2000 really, really surprised me. So recently, I've, like I say, bought a few more later issues. So this is obviously issue 136. They did do the CD versions, and we also did the 3.5 disc versions as well. One thing I have noticed is how different the software became. You know, obviously you needed more powerful Amigas. You know, I've seen the likes of Quake on there as well. Hexen as well, I think was one of them. See, the last few issues, they've lost the spine. You know, this is something that they kept up to, I think, the final 3. And the page count didn't, you know, get hammered too bad. Obviously, it's not going to be like the heyday of, you know, those Christmas issues where you had like, what, 250 pages. Granted, a lot of them were adverts. As again, sorry, it's another name check, but as Marcus Dyson pointed out, you know, like for those thick issues, it'd be like, fill it with adverts. You know, there was a lot to advertise there, especially in something like Format, because you also had the games, but you also had the more serious side as well. Printers, you know, serious office software and things. So with this one, I was quite excited to get this. I think I paid a tenner altogether with postage. So what I do like straight away, you've got all these different covers, you know, from Amiga Format's history. And it's, I don't think with this one I'm going to show every single page. I'm just going to show a few key things. So again, the paper quality has changed. Again, I know it sounds a bit nerdy talking like that, but one of the big things, well, there's quite a few big things that I do like about this issue. I mean, it's 84 pages, still not too bad, bear in mind, 84 pages in 2000. You know, this is like just as a PS2 is getting ready to launch, and you've still obviously got an Amiga magazine on the high street. As mentioned, I think on a previous video, you still had Amiga Active, which did go on for a couple of years. I think that ended in 2001, so obviously they sort of became the only mainstream Amiga magazine on the high street. So, main story of the news, Amiga Format to close. So obviously they've been given notice, which is good, you know. I can't remember who I spoke to. I thought it was like when we talked about Nintendo, well, official Nintendo magazines, sometimes you do get a few months notice, especially when it's, you know, like one of the flagship titles. So I think that's quite good, you know, so we can actually plan it. So you've also got, is it Ben Vost, who was the editor back then? So again, still quite a lot of news, you know, a lot going on still with the scene. I'm just going to quickly get to one feature that I love, and this is what I love when magazines do sadly end, celebrating the history. So this is through the ages. So down at the bottom we have got several people from Amiga Format's lifetime, including Andy Smith, who I've been lucky enough A, to have on the show, and B, meet in real life down in Bath, and they've all gone to the pub. And basically what we're doing is, I'll just zoom in a little bit, sharing some of the stories, you know, from the time on the magazine. Obviously, bearing in mind this magazine's gone for what, 11 years thereabouts, possibly 12 if you include ST Amiga Format. So there's obviously lots of memories to share as well. Also dotted around, just quickly zoom in to there. So we've got like this little cover. It's sort of picking a few key issues of Amiga Format as well, which I think is a nice touch. Again, celebrating the magazine. This is what it comes down to. You know, when you can do it, you should really do it, you know, especially a magazine with such a big heritage. So again, this is like another couple of pages there, sharing a lot of stories. This is the first thing that I read, you know, and again, more of these magazine issues covered as well. Just a few words about them really, and then just a picture of them all in the pub. So a nice touch, you know, 6 pages, good feature. Obviously, it's still a lot of serious software and things like that. And then you've still got the screenplay pages. Even in 2000, as just said, there were still a few games coming out. Obviously, we weren't just running on like, you know, bog standard Amiga anymore, but, you know, to have a couple of pages still of news, handful of games still being made. As said before, and as we've covered obviously in Amiga Addict, there's a lot of good games coming out again. We seem to be going back to obviously the Amiga as a platform people obviously want to make games for. I saw one, what's it called? Kung Fu Master, the old arcade game. That's being reworked at the moment. And obviously it looks so nice as well. That's like one of my early arcade memories. So that'll be interesting when it comes out. And then we've also got a few tips. But then one thing that I do really like, well, it's I think on the next pages, a couple of reviews here. Not amazing, 62% and 58%. So I suppose really bog standard average. But still, you know, good to see a couple of, you know, new games. And then we've got screenplay through the ages. So again, a really nice feature to have, looking at some key Amiga games from over the years. So like here we've got Another World. We've got things like Rainbow Islands. Have we got Rainbow Islands? No, we've not. I'm just making that up. Sorry about that. We've got things like Lemmings. We've obviously got like Secret of Monkey Island and stuff. And that goes on for quite a few pages, and we're looking at again a few big companies that did a lot for the Amiga. So up in here, obviously Bitmap Brothers, you know, absolutely fantastic games to the Amiga. And down here we have also got Team 17, and as I said before, they're doing a lot on the Amiga Mini, or the A500 Mini I should say. And then again, PD software, always been quite popular. So still being released there. Couple of reviews there, monitors, etc. So again, this compared to Amiga Action is doing a lot more to give the readers what we expect, you know, from this magazine. And then what else have we got? Workbench pages as well, something that was in there for a very long time. Almost done now. I think the last 20 odd pages. Just see what I can get to and what jumps out. And here we go. We've also got the letters pages, although back then, you know, you've got email as well. You've got a couple of little comic strips at the bottom. So even though obviously the magazine's ending, you could still email. There are still the message boards as well. Something again totally after my Amiga playing days, really, when it comes to things like, you know, the message boards. It's something that never appealed to me. I know like Ravi over on Retro Hour, you know, like him and Dan always go on about things like that. So again, 4 pages of letters, you know, we want to go out with a bang. So lots of people sharing the final things. Got some artwork as well, and I think we're just getting towards the end. Oh, hang on, last little bit. A couple of pages there on what's on the cover CD. So even after all these issues, you're still getting software on there as well. And I think this is more or less it. We've also got the reader ads, always near the back of the magazine. So just see what's on here. So okay, Amiga A1200 desktop. Desktop 10M. I don't know if that's meant to be like megabytes, but 1.4 gig hard drive, sound sampling hardware, external floppy, mouse, joystick, various software packages for sound, art and business, lots of games, 225 quid. So it seems like they really souped that up. And then what else have we got? Commodore Amiga 500 with one external drive, 160 games, workbench extras, plus fonts, manuals, instructions, no price. And then ST Amiga Format magazines, issues 1 to 3 with discs for sale or exchange. Again, no price. And then Wanted, original Elite at 500. You've got personal ads there as well. User groups as well. I wonder how many of those are still going, because there are a few around the country at the moment. I'm just trying to find one. Oh, hang on. What's this one? Jeez. Oh, no, it's software. Box A600 plus software. £50 plus P&P. What else? I was just tell you what, not many people like giving away the prices here. Oh, A1200 with hard drive and installed games. 4 meg extra memory, mouse, joystick, cables, manuals, £75. God, an A1200 for £75. Granted, this is 21 years ago, which sounds crazy saying that out loud. And then we've also got right near the end said Amiga user groups there. So this is showing off down in West London. Kickstart Amiga, be called. And then you've got the bulletin pages, as mentioned. And I think that is it. A few adverts at the end, and the final page there. Cheers from them all. So yeah, I like looking through those. You know, I think it's a good piece of history to have, because you don't really see them as much. And again, obviously the circulation's dropped a hell of a lot from those, you know, early days of the Amiga. So I hope you found some of that enjoyable anyway. I'm going to carry on trying to get a few more videos out. But obviously, while that was in my mind and just sorting through some magazines yesterday, just wanted to pull those two out and yeah, share a few memories and thoughts on it. Okay, thanks a lot guys. See you soon. Bye.